As I mentioned earlier, and has been echoed by our other speakers, the history of civil rights struggles in the United States shows us that formal legal equality does not provide more resources, greater political power, or better lives. Too often, legal equality is an empty shell that hides expanded substantive inequalities. Inequalities that marriage provides no solutions for. Inequalities that LGBTQ Rhode Islanders still know all too well. We are under attack by the religious, cultural, economic, and political right that targets LGBTQ people, women's economic, reproductive, and sexual freedoms, and is organized around a racialized notion of national culture. A religious liberty framework is being deployed to undermine all civil rights laws. Social policy retrenchment as economic conditions worsen hurts millions of our people and requires stronger alliances to forestall. Like what happened with abortion rights, the demobilization of donors and volunteers post-marriage equality is a risk. Over-criminalization, the national security state, and over-policing harms the lives of many in the LGBTQ community, including trans, women, immigrants, sex workers, youth, HIV-positive people, and people of color. To move forward toward a better world for queers, we need to form broad alliances for the achievement of real social justice, get money out of politics, fight for universal social benefits that are not tied to marriage or our employers, expand the power of working people, demand government transparency, go to the root causes of persistent racial inequalities, and endorse all forms of sexual and gender freedom. Queer people are affected by all of these issues, not just the last ones. We cannot be a mostly single-issue movement that our major organizations have been, because we do not lead single-issue lives. Gay marriage might soon be a done deal nationwide, as it has been in Rhode Island for the last 2 years. It's only a question of how many barriers remain and how long it will take to have gay and lesbian marriages legally recognized in the United States. I don't mean that the ramifications of these decisions aren't significant, because they are. But the struggle of these last 15 years has already transformed the way this country thinks about homosexuality. The 2 Supreme Court decisions on DOMA and Prop 8 come on the heels of that extraordinary sea change. But I remain as troubled as I have been throughout all the years of this battle for gay marriage. I keep asking, is this the issue that truly captures who we are and what we most deeply need? If we win marriage, will this give us a victory that impacts us as profoundly as the oppression that we experience? Will marriage make us equal? Will marriage make us normal? Do we want to be normal? Does the right to marry capture our vision and the priorities we believe are the heartbeat of the ongoing fight for LGBTQ justice and inclusion? To me, it doesn't. What if our real challenge is making queer poverty and economic inequality visible, to shed light on the reality of LGBTQ economic struggles, to make who we are as queer people evident and seen in all of our class and race and gendered complexity? Our real work is to reverse the bitter myth that we are mostly guys, mostly wealthy, mostly white, because we aren't. I have never fought to be normal, and I'm not trying to create an equality movement in a world driven by profit margins and global human desperation. We need to build a queer, radical, social justice movement that focuses on the differences in how we live our sexual orientations and gender identities. When we are poor and queer, working class and queer, in communities of color and queer. A movement that assumes this is who the majority of us are, and that this should determine our political agenda. We need an LGBTQ movement that queers the reality of Walmart line jobs, of sex work, and of homeless shelters. That centers our world's view on queer economic survival. That recognizes LGBTQ lives shaped by capitalism and the ways in which that twists and forms our erotic expression and desire as we try to survive. These are the issues that drive a majority of the LGBTQ community. A majority rarely seen and rarely asked to anyone's table. So first, I think we need to build an agenda that isn't practical. An agenda based on vision. Vision isn't practical. Vision is fueled by the dreams we bring to our aspirations. Vision drives the urgency and passion behind those everyday steps we take in our fight for justice. It is the yet-to-be feasible idea. It is the bold leap of heart and intellect into an unknown future. It is our stubborn refusal to give up the possibility of living in a world where human beings may dwell without penalty or punishment, without paying a horrible price for what they are and who they love. It's time to reassess the substance of our vision. Have we decided to put up a careful fight in a small world with a narrow plan designed to achieve a limited success, or have we decided to go for broke? Let's create a movement that asks us to go for broke. What if we said that no one, not a single one of us, would get traded for socioeconomic access or the achievement of short-term legal goals? What if we began to really talk queer beyond identity categories? What if we decided to build and lead a movement to transform this nation? What if we began to help build hope? Rhode Island has marriage. Now where do we go from here? What if we said to everyone, here's what this queer movement is doing next. We are queering living wages, access to health care, and transgender justice. Queering total immigration reform and ending incarceration. We are queering feminism, queering the way we talk about race, queering HIV activism, queering heteronormative ideas of marriage and couplehood, queerly engaging in radical protests, getting old queerly. We need to create a movement that says not only we're here, we're queer, get used to it, but one that says join us, dream with us, dare with us, go for broke, change the world. What if the term indivisible became more than just a word printed on a t-shirt? What if this was our queer vision for what we do next? Be the change.